It's so crazy because I did it. I did a stream for 45 minutes, but the audio was messed up. But it's your boy. We back. We're going to do it again. We're going to run it back. Run it back like Jordan, 80, 86, 87. It's your boy, Mike Smith. Make sure you go like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on AKIS NBA on the platforms everywhere. Tap in. We talking about Caitlin Clark. We talking about Time Magazine. We talking about Jimmy Butler. We talking about the NBA Cup. And we about to get it on and popping. And I'm trying to make sure this audio is A1. This audio is good. This audio is locked in because I just spent 45 minutes streaming that I just deleted. Because of technical issues. But we here, we back. So it is what it is. Let's get it. So Caitlin Clark is Time's Athlete of the Year. Caitlin Clark is indeed the chosen one. Caitlin Clark has won Time's Athlete of the Year out of all the possible athletes, out of all the sports. And it just goes to show you that when we talk about Caitlin Clark and we talk about her being a generator on and off the court, we have to talk about her overall impact. And the world is seeing Caitlin Clark. She is viewed as the Times Athlete of the Year. That's something special. It's nothing that you can take away from her on the court and off the court. She is the one. She is the chosen one. And we got to talk about it because that's saying something. It's no player in the world that has had a bigger impact than Caitlin Clark in the 2024 year. When we talk about literally helping an entire league. I made a stream talking about Michael Jordan. I made a stream talking about Caitlin Clark. I made a stream talking about how they are both synonymous together because when Michael Jordan came into the league, Michael Jordan helped globalize the NBA product. He helped globalize the NBA game. He helped get guys paid. He helped bring the league into a new dimension, a new market, a new realm. That's what Michael Jordan did. And he was getting paid off the court for his endorsement deals, the Gatorade, Nike. Like he was getting so much money outside the game of basketball, but it was due because of his game on the basketball court. Caitlin Clark is similar. She got the Nike shoe deal, 8-year, $28 million contract. She got the Gatorade deal. She got the State Farm deal. She got all those things. But like Michael Jordan, she's helping the league become global. She's helping change the economy of cities. She's helping generate money on and off the court. She's bringing the game of basketball for the women's side to the mainstream public. And eventually she's going to get paid what she deserves, similar to Michael Jordan, who helped the league grow. This is what Caitlin Clark is doing. There is no basketball player, no player in the world, athlete right now bigger than Caitlin Clark, probably outside of LeBron James, and even that's right now in question. It's saying something. There's no player that's had a bigger impact than Caitlin Clark, especially when it comes to helping the entire league grow. In 2024, and we talk about Caitlin Clark, and I just mentioned LeBron James. The WNBA is also ranked as the fastest growing brand in 2024. That is called the Caitlin Clark effect. That is Clarkonomics. You want viewership. You want merchandise sales. You want people watching. You want people going to games, home and away. She's been impactful, helping generate for a city of Indianapolis $36 million for 42 games in a season. If this was an 82-game season, you're talking about her helping generate $72 million for a city. That's big. That's impactful. And she's really helped the game grow. And it's not just because of Caitlin Clark. It's also due to the founding founders of the game of basketball for the WNBA. And we love the GOATs. We love what they have brought and how they helped the league grow. But right now, when people get upset when they talk about, well, she's deemed as a savior. She's deemed as a chosen one. Everybody talks about Caitlin Clark. Everybody loves Caitlin Clark. Y'all want to act like she saved the league. She ain't saved the league, but she's damn near helped make the league what it is. It's going to help take the league to new heights that it's never seen before. And what I love about this Time article and what I love about Caitlin Clark, and She was very honest. She was very truthful. She had a genuine conversation with the people that were interviewing her at time, and she talked about things that she's never really talked about. And the sentiment around Caitlin Clark is she's robotic, she's too politically correct. But in this article, and I hope everybody goes out and reads the article. In this article, she touches on things that the controversy or fake controversy, the rivalry between Angel Reese, what she has meant. She talks about what she's meant to the game of basketball. Like, we're hearing for Caitlin Clark, and she's being very truthful. But once again, Caitlin Clark is the Times Athlete of the Year. There's no player in the world who's had a bigger impact in 2004, especially to an entire sports league outside of Caitlin Clark. And according to Basketball Reference, in 2024, the most WNBA player pages was Caitlin Clark in every state. When we talk about American hoops, when we talk about the game of basketball, when we talk about the face of the league, we think of LeBron James. We think of him dominating the NBA. We think of LeBron James on and off the court. I'm here to tell you the new face of American hoops is going to be Caitlin Clark, and the new face of basketball eventually, when we talk about global, not just in America, it's eventually going to be Caitlin Clark. On the men's side, every state on the women's side, every state, the most viewed WNBA player pages was Caitlin Clark in every state in America. Every single state in America. On the men's side, besides Denver and Boston, Nikola Jokic and Jason Tatum, every other state in America, the most player pages was LeBron James. So she's beat LeBron James in that category. And I know I said LeBron, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, and several past streams, about them being the face of the league, and no other athletes outside of those three are bigger than Caitlin Clark. But I'm here to tell you, it may just be LeBron and Caitlin Clark right now. For the most popular, not global, but for America, the most popular players right now in America are LeBron James and Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is Times Athletes of the Year. I'm going to say it again. It's no player in the world who's had a bigger impact than Caitlin Clark when it comes to an entire league, and even the financial aspect of Caitlin Clark. 28% of all league generated revenue came from this woman. $36 million came from this woman helping generate in the city of Indianapolis. Merchandise sales, she is number one. She got her homie, Kate Martin, who just got selected by the Golden State Valkyries expansion team. She was top 5 in jersey sales, and that has to do with that Caitlin Clark connection with them being former teammates at Iowa. When we talk about the face of hoops, American hoops, it's Caitlin Clark. When we talk about the face of basketball, it's probably going to be Caitlin Clark. And that's why the NBA is going to do everything in their power. That's why we saw Adam Silver had an Instagram post and tagging Caitlin Clark. That's why we're going to see Adam Silver trying to incorporate Caitlin Clark in the All-Star game, because he wants in on that money too. He wants in on that popularity too. And until America finds his American-born star player for the NBA, then Caitlin Clark is going to be the biggest draw. And also it's because of her game as well. Most importantly, Chad, it's part of her game as well. So when we talk about Caitlin Clark, I'm sorry, got a little sniffle. But Caitlin Clark, what I love about this Time article is that Caitlin Clark kept it real. She kept it a beat. She kept it a stat. She holding no punches. She keeping it 100. She keeping it 1,000. Caitlin Clark talked about her impact. I've been able to captivate so many people that have never watched women's sports, let alone women's basketball, and turn them into fans. When we just talked about the most growing brand in 2024 was the WNBA, that is the Caitlin Clark effect. That is Clarkonomics. We talk about merchandise sale. You wanted viewership. You wanted jersey sales. You wanted eyes on the game. You wanted more money, more profit. You want people going to the games. That was mainly because of Caitlin Clark. She ain't saved the WNBA, but she damn near. And that's no shade for anybody as a historian of the game, as a player that's loved the game of basketball, I've been watching the WNBA since its existence with my father, with my friends. I love the purity of the hoops. Not for the rah-rah, not for the bullshit, never was. But at the end of the day, women lie, men lie, numbers do not lie. So when we talk about the face of basketball in the WNBA, it's Caitlin Clark. When we talk about who's going to be the potential face of basketball globally outside of LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Stephen Curry, when they retire, it's going to be Caitlin Clark. So, and I just loved how she was talking, and really she was telling the truth and keeping it real. And she even came out and she talked about how the biggest difference between the college game and also the professional game. And people got to understand what she said may rub some people the wrong way, but the truth of the matter is, if you played in college or you played high school or you played in a competitive level, it's harder to go every level of the way. And when you get to the ultimate level, it's going to be even more difficult. And that's why when she first entered the WNBA, it was more difficult. Let me just read you the quote, what she said in time. Caitlin Clark said, professional players, professional coaches, this is no disrespect to college women's basketball, are a lot smarter. I love women's college basketball. If you go back and watch the way people guarded me in college, it's almost like concerning. So she kind of be a little condescending. They didn't double me. They didn't trap me. They weren't physical. And it's hard. It's college. A lot of these women would never go on to play another basketball game in their life. They don't have the IQ of understanding how the game works. So I completely understand it. It's no disrespect at all. They don't have the IQ. You have to simplify for the girls at that age. Caitlin Clark basically saying, when I got to the WNBA, in comparison to college, it was easy. It was no doubles. It was no traps. It was no blitzes. It was basically, she was saying, it was girls that were going to school every day and were going to graduate and be accountants, be lawyers, be doctors, be teachers, work in public service, whatever the case may be, go on with their careers in comparison to the women in the WNBA that are fighting each and every day for their profession and for their position. So that's understandable. So when she first got into the WNBA and she was having some difficulties being a rookie, having that rookie block, seeing doubles, seeing traps, seeing blisters, the physicality, getting bumped, getting knocked down and stuff like that in comparison to college, it was a new level. Just like when you go to high school into college, it is a new level. The speed, the athleticism, the schemes, the players are faster, more skilled, more stronger. The coaches are more intelligent, more smarter, been around longer, have done things to make great players extremely uncomfortable. Like the scouting is better. All these things are better the higher you go. So Caitlin Clark having a chance to talk some real hoops and to educate fans on why it was so different in comparison to college, her entering the WNBA, the reasons why she kind of struggled. I love to see that. I love her to take ownership of that. And I love her honest and her being humble enough to kind of like keep it real and basically say like, yo, college ain't like the WNBA. And it's not an excuse, but it's just like she's looking back on her experience and telling what most people know, like myself, who had the opportunity to go for high school and play college basketball and also had the opportunity to play overseas. Like every level is different than the level before. So it's very, very important. And I just love that Caitlin Clark is basically holding in on her truth and talking about the things that she feels that people have been asking about or wanting to hear about, but for whatever reason, whether the narratives, whether it's politics, she kind of shied away from. But I love her being open. I love her being transparent and having these conversations because this is what we want to see from our best players. And Caitlin Clark, once again, the Times Athlete of the Year. She beat a whole lot of athletes, and her effect, her impact on the game of basketball has been incredible, remarkable. And the WNBA itself is the fastest growing brand in 2024 due to Caitlin Clark. And she's even has something one up on LeBron James, which I would never thought would ever be even attainable as long as LeBron James was in the league. When we talk about basketball reference, like Forbes viewed pages, people are viewing her more in America than LeBron James, even though it's very close. But just the fact that somebody's beating LeBron James over in basketball, LeBron James has been the face of the league since he's entered the league. That just goes to show you that Caitlin Clark is a chosen one. Caitlin Clark is one-on-one. Caitlin Clark is about to do a lot of great things for the WNBA. Now, let's get into it. Let's get dicey. Let's get controversial. Let's talk about some of the more quotes that I love Caitlin Clark that she was basically said. And this is Big Business, one of the best followers, funny account, great account, talks a lot of sports, talks a lot of music, talks everything. He says that basically he quoted what Caitlin Clark said in the Time magazine. And in this magazine, Caitlin Clark they capture her. I love the black and white of them capture her, the image around her. Also, as you see on the thumbnail, she had her abs out. Like this was one of her best looks as well. But that's her over there. Let's get for a fashion standpoint. Let's get to it. Caitlin Clark are not being selected for the 2024 Team USA Women's Basketball roster. I don't want to be there because I'm somebody that can bring attention, says Clark. I love that for the game of women's basketball, but at the same time, I want to be there because they think I'm good enough. I don't want to be a little person that is kind of dragged around for people to cheer about and only watch because I'm sitting on the bench. That whole narrative kind of upset me because that is not fair. It's disrespectful for the people that were on the team that had earned it and were really good. It's also disrespectful to me. Caitlin Clark, keep it in the B, keep it in the stat. And I'm about to be honest with y'all. I love that she said this quote. And because she kept it a real and talked about how it was disrespectful to her. And it's basically saying she ain't no guinea pig. She ain't no spectacle. If you're going to put me on the team, it's because of my game. And the fact of the matter that so many NBA analysts, WNBA analysts, the media was trying to make this thing of like you have the face of the league not participating in the Olympics. You want to draw more attention to the game of basketball on the women's stage globally. Caitlin Clark is becoming a global iconic figure during that time, and everybody's watching and locked in on the game of basketball on the women's side because of Caitlin Clark. And we talked about earlier how Caitlin Clark said how her biggest impact and what she loved this year was essentially how she was able to captivate so many people that have never watched women's sports, let alone women's basketball, and turn them into fans. So that's what the media was kind of like. That's what they were kind of going for with why they were saying that Caitlin Clark needed to participate. But Caitlin Clark said it's disrespectful to the people that were on the team that had earned it and were really good, and also disrespectful to me. Now, I'm here to tell you, Caitlin Clark, the love is great. You love when people love you. You love when people celebrate you. But it's that disrespect that will take your game to the next level, that took Caitlin Clark's game to the next level. Caitlin Clark had to chew on that. Caitlin Clark had to think about, they don't think I'm good enough? Well, I know I'm good enough. It's players on the team that ain't better than me, that I should have been over, but on the team because of politics, because of that UConn clique, because of them being a part of Las Vegas Aces, because they went through a process, went deep down so hardly. I know I'm better than some of these girls or most of these girls on the team. She took that in. But she came off that break and she dominated. And she showed them how I'm one of the coldest playmakers, and then my scoring and my shooting ability was coming into fold, and I was really hooping. I was really balling, and she was really cooking. And she shattered all that the controversy of the rookie of the year, who the rookie of the year debate is, and the rookie of the year race. She destroyed that. She destroyed who's the best guard in the league. She destroyed that for the second half of the season. That disrespect took her game to another level. And sometimes that's that sicko. That's that athletes are sickos. They're wired differently. Because as you heard Michael Jordan would say in the Last Dance documentary, how that's all I needed. A player said one thing to me. That's all I needed. LeBron James said, Dwayne Wade. A fan said something to me. That's all I needed. Kobe Bryant. a player start talking shit in the locker room, start talking shit on the court. That's all I needed to take their game to the next level. That disrespect took Caitlin Clark's game to another level post-Olympic break. And we all got to feel the wrath of Caitlin Clark, and people really like, God damn, we left a top 5 basketball player at home for no reason at all because of hoop politics. So I love that Caitlin Clark was talking about this, and I love that she was being honest and transparent about how she felt about it, because at the end of the day, it was disrespectful to Caitlin Clark because she should have been on that team, not to be a spectacle, but because of her game. And this is another thing I want to talk about. And I love this article because she kept it real. She kept it a bean. And she talked about so many different layers. Now we got chat. W. Slam. Caitlin Clark kept it real in a Time interview. She said, here we go. Let's click on it. Let's pop it up. The only thing people cared about was the controversy that was really fabricated and made up. And then it was continued to be the case ever since. So she's talking about LSU versus Iowa national championship game. Angel Reese doing like that after the victory. Caitlin Clark, we know that Caitlin Clark did like that in the Final Four. Caitlin Clark is a known trash talker. She's a known shit talker. That's part of what makes her game special, the fiery, the competitive nature. Angel Reese was talking shit. Caitlin Clark's known for talking shit. And she was basically saying after the game, she was talking about how it's trash talk. It's basketball. But what happened was two sides. It went from Angel Reese fan base, Caitlin Clark's fan base, and then America. And it was a lot of racism. It was a lot of hatred. It was a lot of clashing on everything outside of the game of basketball. When the truth of the matter is, it don't matter if you black, white, pink, purple, rainbow. What you do on the basketball court is what you do on the basketball court. And that's what Caitlin Clark was saying. It was all fabricated. It was all made up. And now we had this rivalry with Angel Reese and with Caitlin Clark. And to be honest, the rivalry is good for marketability because Angel Reese has helped bring the WNBA to new heights, also like Caitlin Clark as well. Like Angel Reese has been big in basketball for the WNBA side of things that she has done, and the double-doubles and the rookie records, just like Caitlin Clark. But to be honest, though, I got annoyed because everything has also been fabricated due to this moment. Even when they entered the WNBA, the Rookie of the Year race for 3/4 of the year, it wasn't a race. It was never a race. And because of the on-court product, when you talk about the game of basketball, you talk about the things that matter, not the narratives outside. It was like, what are people talking about? They were like scared to say that Caitlin Clark was the Rookie of the Year until they couldn't no more because the game always had backed it up. But it got to a point where she just obliterated the competition. Like, what the hell are we talking about? Like, that's what we had to be serious. That's what we had to be real, because Caitlin Clark started doing things and she started dominating, and it was just like, what are we doing? Things has become fabricated. Things have become this controversy, and it's just kind of like, I believe that Angel Reese potentially has the potential to go off and average 20 and 10 in her prime someday. She continues to work on her left and right hand and finishing around the rim, and also develop at the second level of the basketball court in her prime. I believe Caitlin Clark can average 30 and 10 in a few seasons. Because like I kept telling people, her entire rookie season, the playmaking, the shooting, amalgamating both, like she's special. She's one-on-one. But her shooting and her scoring hasn't even caught up to her playmaking. We got a glimpse. We got a taste of what it was in the second half of the year when she was scoring more, the 22, 25, 27 points. We got a little taste of what potentially is going to be her career. I believe someday she will average 30 and 10 in the WNBA because she's a 4-level scorer. She's a shot maker, and she wants it. We got a little taste. And once that scoring catches up to that playmaking and that passing, then it's going to be up. It's going to be special. And Caitlin Clark is already a top 5 basketball player in the league right now in the Rookie of the Year race. was ridiculous for most of the part. And it was a little part where it was like you can make a pick between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, but the problem is what Caitlin Clark basically said is like they're going to be linked together, or this quote unquote rivalry, and is used for marketability, which is good for the league. But like on the basketball product, Caitlin Clark is going to exceed. Angel Reese is going to extend, but not at the level or the pace Caitlin Clark, because Caitlin Clark has always been a better basketball player than Angel Reese. And that's just a fact. But I love the fact that she talked about like how things have continued, things were fabricated, because I always talked about I'm not for people that are using Caitlin Clark's name out of hatred. I'm not for that fan base or those trolls. I'm not even call it a fan base. Those trolls that were trying to use Caitlin Clark's name out of hatred. I'm not for Angel Reese fan bases that are shitting on black women, black men that like Caitlin Clark and like what she does on the basketball court and love her game, or try to use their fan base out of hatred and make things into a race war. I'm not for that either. Not for neither sides. What I am for is a basketball product on the basketball court. So I love that she came out and said that this controversy was all fabricated, because Caitlin Clark has talked about it several times, post games, during the season. And it was just like, yo, I want to stick to basketball and focus on what I'm doing on the basketball court. All this other stuff is for the fan bases that are trying to pin these two women together, and these two women that really asked for that. All they have done is go out rookie season, dominate, break records, and continue to work on their games and continue to pay it forward and to continue to help the game grow for the WNBA level. So I love that she said that. She kept it real. She kept it real. She kept it a stack. And you can't get mad at that. You can't get mad at that, y'all. Chat, you can't get mad at that. This is one of the most iconic interviews and one of the most iconic years we've ever seen in basketball with Caitlin Clark. This Rookie of the Year campaign with Caitlin Clark is going to be remembered as probably the biggest Rookie of the Year ever in the WNBA. That's saying something. Candace Parker's won Rookie of the Year and MVP as a rookie, but it wasn't as big as this. I'm sorry, it just wasn't. It just wasn't as big as this. And when we started talking about all the things that Caitlin Clark accomplished and the rookie records that she broke, and the WNBA brand growing, her generating this amount of money for the city of Indianapolis, and her face being more viewed on pages than LeBron James, we're talking about the future face of American hoops is a woman in the WNBA. Who would have ever thought? Like, it's special times. Now, NBA. Speaking of special times, in Miami going on, Jimmy Butler, it's been reported by Shams that maybe he'd open to trading Jimmy Butler. Now, am I shocked by this? No, I am not, because I saw this kind of coming, but I don't know how true this is. And Jimmy Butler wants a new contract, so maybe his team is putting out these type of like smoke screens and like, oh, Jimmy Butler wants to go to Dallas, he wants to go to Houston, and this and that. And Miami would be open to trading Jimmy Butler. Now, I'm here to tell you, Jimmy Butler's 35 years old. He's in a downward in his career. Pat Riley, the reason why Pat Riley did not want to give Jimmy Butler a year or two on his contract, because he wants to see Jimmy Butler be that same playoff Jimmy in the regular season because of seeding purposes. We can't always be in a situation where the Miami Heat are the eighth seed or in the play-in and got to fight to try to go and make a deep run in the playoffs. They want to be able to take the regular season seriously. And that's why Pat Riley did not give Jimmy Butler that extension. And Jimmy Butler, at this point in his career, he don't take the regular season seriously because he's older now. And to be honest, that's what you should have Bam and Tyler Hero for. But Tyler Hero's always out, and then a lot of the responsibility goes on Bam. So, forced trades, potentially. And I don't know if Jimmy Butler is actually serious about wanting out, but there's some teams where if Jimmy Butler wants to go to title contender teams, you gotta look at it, because Jimmy Butler can't opt out of his contract and then he'll walk for free. Would you rather get young talent and young pieces for Jimmy Butler, or let him leave without getting nothing. And then you look at Jonathan Kuminga, some picks with the Golden State Warriors. Jimmy gets to go play with Stephen Curry and Draymond. Andrew Wiggins will probably be gone, or Jonathan Kuminga. One of those two would probably be gone. Maybe both. Who knows? But that could be a move. Also, the Houston Rockets, Jalen Green has been in trade rumors, has a team-friendly contract. He's super talented. And if you get Jalen Green, you probably got to trade Tyler Hero, and then you're going to go into a whole really rebuilding around Bam and tweaking everything. If that's going to come and that's going to play, maybe you get Jabari Smith in a deal with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's from the city of – he's from Texas, no state income tax. That could be a move for Jimmy Butler and Miami Heat to do as well. They got a lot of young talent as well. Maybe get to Thompson. I don't know. But if you're the Houston Rockets, do you want that? When you got Giannis potentially may want to go there, and he already came out as it's been reported as that the Houston Rockets basically came out and said that we don't want to trade for Giannis. If you don't want to trade for Giannis, why would you want to trade for Jimmy Butler? So that I don't know if that works. Dallas doesn't really work. Maybe you look at the Brooklyn Nets have interest in Jimmy Butler. Maybe you get Cam Thomas coming back. And then you got Cam Thomas, you got Tyler Hero, probably got to trade Tyler Hero. So it's a lot of moves that the Miami Heat can make, but is it really going to happen? Or are y'all just playing around? So I do not know. But I think the perfect move is Brandon Ingram and Jimmy Butler trade New Orleans Pelicans with the Miami Heat, because you get Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram had an opportunity to sign a $50 million extension with New Orleans Pelicans. He did not sign that extension because Brandon Ingram wants to be where the women at. He show me the women. He want to be in Miami. Ain't no hoes in New Orleans according to Brandon Ingram, and I can say that because he had posted that. It ain't no vibes there. That's what he had posted a long time ago. He comes down to Miami. It's more vibes. It's more women. It's a party scene. He's young. He's a millionaire. He wants to go out and have fun. He want to kick it. He want to party. But it also gets to be in an organization that's going to hold him accountable, where he can possibly tap into his untapped potential, being down there with Miami, who has one of the best player development teams and systems down in Miami. That could be a perfect spot for Brandon Ingram to become the true possibly star that he can possibly be, because he has star and superstar potential, but it's the consistency that Brandon Ingram sometimes lacks. That would be a good move. Get some draft picks, send Jimmy Butler to New Orleans. You're not obligated to send Jimmy Butler wherever you want to go. If you're in Miami Heat, you want to make sure you're doing the best move for you, whether it's getting a young star back and some draft picks. So out of all the situations, Golden State, Houston, Dallas, Brooklyn, the New Orleans Pelicans would be the situation where if I am the Miami Heat, I would trade Jimmy Butler too. And speaking of the Rockets, my team that I picked to win the NBA Cup, they are playing tonight. They play the Golden State Warriors. Also, we got Dallas and OKC. I'm going to pick Dallas to beat OKC. I picked the Rockets to win it all. And then on the east side, you got Milwaukee playing Orlando. Franz Wagner is hurt. Paolo Becker, he hurt. So the Giannis and the crew going to win that game. And then you got as well, who else playing? You got the Knicks and the Hawks playing. The Knicks have been exciting. The Knicks have been great. That aura with Karl-Anthony Towns is there. He's looked like the best player on the New York Knicks. I expect him to win and beat the Atlanta Hawks. So then you got Dallas, who I think will beat the OKC, because that rivalry between SGA and Luka Doncic and OKC and Dallas is going to be a rivalry for the next 5 to 7 years, because both those teams really got something to prove, and both those teams really don't like each other. But I'm going to pick Dallas to beat OKC tonight. So you got Dallas, you got the Rockets. In the semifinals, and you're going to have the Knicks and the Bucks. In the semifinals, I'm going to pick the Rockets and the Knicks to go into the finals. And even though I picked the Rockets to win it all before, I guess y'all can check my threads count. Follow me on A-Kiss NBA. I picked the Rockets to win it all. The Knicks have been very hot right now, so it wouldn't shock me if the Knicks win. But I'm going to stick with my original pick as the Rockets winning the NBA Cup. And thank y'all for tapping in with me. For everybody that rejoined the stream after I was on stream for 45 minutes, but the audio was messed up. I really appreciate y'all. Tap in with your boy. Follow me on A-Kiss NBA on all social media platforms, talking to NBA, WNBA. Also, follow me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Try to get to 1,000, man, before the end of the year. We're going to keep running it up. It's your boy. For all the new people here, it's your boy, Mon K. Smith. Worked in the sports industry, served as a talent for Slam. This is what I love to do. This is what I'm passionate about. Appreciate all my wizards, the truth telling. Remember, the truth is uncomfortable, but that's what I'm here for. Also, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not into your own understanding, and always acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. That is something I live by. My faith is very important to me, and I love y'all, and peace. Stay blessed.